Lift your head and look around. You will be found.
That was You Will Be Found from the hit Broadway show Dear Evan Hansen, sung by fans all over the world. The musical touches on a difficult topic, but one that deserves our attention.
The recent deaths of fashion designer Kate Spade and celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain put a focus on the problem of suicide in this country. The Netflix series 13 Reasons Why stirred controversy when it was blamed for possibly inspiring suicides. But remarkably, Dear Evan Hansen's been credited with the opposite, helping fans cope with issues that can lead to depression. Jamie Wax is here to explain. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. Less than 2 years since its Broadway premiere, Dear Evan Hansen continues a radical experiment, using a musical to address the issues of depression and suicide. It's got a chart-topping original cast album and 6 Tony Awards, but the show is also hailed for a realistic and constructive approach to an issue that ails so many. Did you foresee this piece having such huge impact when you began your work on it?
Everybody that we told the idea to thought that we were insane and was very polite about it, but it just doesn't sound like a musical, and it didn't sound like something that people thought had any kind of commercial viability.
And the Tony Award goes to Dear Evan Hansen.
The success of Dear Evan Hansen caught everybody by surprise, including playwright Stephen Levinson, who created the musical along with the Oscar-winning songwriting team Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. It tells the story of an unlikely bond between the socially anxious and isolated high school senior Evan Hansen
Another masterful attempt ends with disaster.
And the family coping with the suicide of Evan's classmate, Connor Murphy. It's anything but your typical Broadway blockbuster. But according to Levinson,
what the audience found in this show and appreciated was a sense of authenticity. I think it's about empowering people and letting them know that there is help and that there are people that are there to listen. And as cheesy as that sounds, it's true.
That message began resonating with audiences well before its success on Broadway. Rachel Bay Jones received a Tony for her role as Evan's mother, Heidi.
When we did early productions, even early readings and workshops, the people who came there responded in such an emotionally visceral way that it was clear that this was going to make an impact on a lot of people.
When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound?
Taylor Trench currently plays the role of Evan Hansen.
I get like piles of letters every week from people who have gone through experiences similar to Evan's or to Connor's, and it is eye-opening to see people feel safe writing it and how widespread it is.
Alex Boniello plays Connor Murphy, whose character takes his own life at the beginning of the musical. How does Dear Evan Hansen stay so true and in many ways so sharply, brutally honest about different things and not glamorize the issue of suicide?
Yeah, it's so fascinating because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. There's a lyric that my character sings, and it's, if you never get around to doing some remarkable thing, that doesn't mean that you're not worth remembering.
If you never get around to doing some remarkable thing, that doesn't mean that you're not worth remembering.
When we look at someone like Anthony Bourdain or Kate Spade, these are people who've changed millions of lives, and it still can't always fix or change whatever's going on that's causing the terrible issues for you, but to know that you're not alone and that your life is worth something always.
You don't have to be extraordinary to be lovable.
That's right, that's right. You know, you're not alone, you will be found.
When you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in.
When the show premiered on Broadway at the end of 2016, suicide rates were at a 30-year high. It's the second leading cause of death in people aged 10 to 24, the fourth leading cause in those between 35 and 54, while nearly 9% of those 18 to 25 admitted to having suicidal thoughts.
We had no idea that the show would start the conversations that it started, and we're not experts. We quickly learned from the experts what to say and where to guide people and how to get people to the right places if they needed help. Those early moves to kind of partner with those people and to get that conversation started were very beneficial to the show. and kept us honest and kept us knowing the responsibility that we had.
Early on, the show teamed up with a number of advocacy and suicide prevention groups, including the Child Mind Institute and the JED Foundation. First, for guidance with the script, then for ongoing support. As an expert who's worked in this field your entire life, when you first saw the musical, was there something in you that said, yes, this story is going to help people?
Yes, absolutely. I saw how affected the audience was, and it was clear that it was really sort of speaking to people in a very deep way.
Dr. Victor Schwartz is the JED Foundation's chief medical officer. They've continued to be directly involved with the production. You've actually done, as an organization, a number of interventions connected to the show.
Yes, we have.
Is it overstating it to say that Dear Evan Hansen has saved lives?
No, I don't think so.
We're at a time where there have been several high-profile suicides recently. Is there a takeaway, in your experience, about how we should be talking about this?
So much of my response is just as a storyteller. We always knew from a pretty early moment, we want the audience to walk away feeling like these characters are going to be okay. And the most powerful thing that I remember was Ben Platt. When he was in the show, he got a letter sent to his dressing room anonymously that said, "Because of you, I didn't let go."
We get so many thousands and thousands of letters. I'm telling you that there are so many similarities in all of them that one thing alone has given me more hope, strangely. Thousands of people writing in saying they've been touched. I felt this way. I did this. My family is like this. And to me, that gives me so much heart and so much hope, because we aren't alone, right?
The reminder of like the interconnectedness of just humanity.
And if you're in need of that message of hope, but you can't make it to New York to see the show on Broadway, that Grammy-winning cast album is available wherever you purchase music or stream it, and the show begins its national tour in Denver in September.
I love this show.
I know you do.
I love this show.
You were there, Ben Platt's last night.
I was.
Right?
I've seen it 4 times. I took each one of my kids separately to see it. It is a brilliant musical with it deals with a really difficult subject so well. Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, who wrote the score, also wrote Greatest Showman, lyrics for La La Land. Incredible. It's an incredible show. If you can get to New York, get a ticket any way you can. I love it.
You know, we focus on the message of the show a lot in this piece, but actually going back and looking at it through the eyes of this research, it really doesn't cut corners creatively. It doesn't pull punches. It deals with real edge and some brutality with the issues that it has, but that message of hope and humanity is really central to it.
One of the things that's so interesting being in the audience for it is you see the range of ages and how it touches everybody. It's a family show in that it touches, you know, parents and kids. Anybody can relate to it. It's just so brilliant.
And the team behind it seems surprised at the amount of letters they get from people who have struggled.
I think they are. And I think very early on when the show was running off Broadway, they realized from the response of people and the fact that people wanted to stick around and talk about it that they really needed to do more.
Powerful stuff. Jimmy, thanks so much.
Thank you.